You have enough gold for horses and the supplies you need to make it to the murder site and back. You guys ride on out to the murder site, and the father, what's his name?
Mulcahy.
Mulcahy. Father Mulcahy. Y'all coconut your way out there. Father Mulcahy is waiting for you next to the shallow graves.
I will begin to investigate.
Very
I have
near here.
No idea what kind of skill that is.
Very near here are standing stones that represent a tomb.
Oh, I'm forgetting hospitality. Hey, Father Mulcahy, thank you for coming out and helping us with this bit of mess here.
Oh, of course, Mr. Lynch.
This is the young lady here whose family was unjustly put to rest. She said to me that she said a few words over the graves, but wanted to make sure they were straightened before.
You poor dear. The prophets do watch over you. Do not despair, my child.
Thank you so much for coming out here all this way.
Mr. Lynch needed my help. Of course I'd come. If you would like, I could prepare for the service right now. It will take me just a short while.
Perhaps while you're preparing, we can have a look around just in case there might be something or other left over that may have been overlooked before.
Oh.
Might give us some sort of evidence to gain a search warrant of some sort, if you know what I mean.
Oh, don't mind me then. Please, carry on.
But we'll definitely want to be a part of the service for her family.
A servant with him that's bringing out, like, a cup and some stuff. Like, they're, like, setting up for a proper kind of thing.
Okay, I don't know if she's Vadacine or not. I'm not Vadacine, but I probably would have called the Vadacine priest because, well, I may not have. She's Avalonian.
No, this is the Avalonian Reformed Church.
Okay, that's fine. I follow the old gods and not either of the churches, but I know which one most Avalonians follow. I've been here for a while.
Well, yeah. Being in town, being in Carleon, you have to show up to a church. And you decided that Father Mulcahy is the best that you can do since he's Innis.
Well, he also doesn't mind if I have some of the trappings of the old gods with me when I do my worship.
Of course not. Of course not. Because he's all into that too.
But it's only proper to follow your host. We're all under a gaze of her hospitality, as Einish, rather.
Yes.
Einish?
Yeah. Einish, yes. As opposed to Irish or Einish. We're from Einish more.
Yes, and all the Innis are under a gaze that they have to follow 4 rules.
I have it right here. Hospitality, bravery, loyalty, and justice. Yeah.
Justice is the final one, like basically karma.
Yeah, justice is the law that comes into effect if the other 3 have been broken.
Crystal, Gwen takes them to where your campsite is. And it's not cleaned up well because stuff happened, and I'm sure Miss Watson was distraught.
In a hurry to get my family buried and follow the guy that did it.
I'm going to have a look around and try to surmise what may have happened here and see if I can find any small thing that might help me out trying to figure out what happened here, or a clue of some sort. I would imagine that would be notice wits.
Notice wits.
Yay! I actually have wits too. So wits 3 actually, but I bought wits. Yay!
You bought wits.
I bought wits. I wasn't going to. I was going to put it in the panache, but
now you're going to make sets of 10 using the dice.
Okay, what's the best way to do this? So I can see a 7 and a 3 right there.
Yeah, that's a 10. You can't split up dice either.
11,
no.
And 5 is 13. I think that's the best.
That's the best way. So you got 3 raises.
I can do 3 because there's no way to combine to make 4.
So basically, a raise is like a success. Only all rolls are successes. You don't actually fail at anything here.
Okay,
but
that's
the
cool.
more successes you have, the less bad things happen to you. You'll get kind of what this place is as you're just because you're searching it, but you have some consequences. Your first consequence is, as you're searching the scene, you will mess up at the evidence here, so no other person can get a good read on it.
No, that's probably, yeah.
The second consequence,
Can I spend a raise to get rid of the consequences?
that's how you're gonna do it. You're gonna spend a raise to get rid of every consequence, and spend a raise to get rid of to get an opportunity.
Okay, so I'll listen to all of them before I decide.
I don't know if there are any other consequences to doing something like this. I can't really think of one.
I think that's pretty much all of it, since I'm basically observing. My feet could possibly, so that's again the same thing. I might mess up evidence for someone else.
He finds some terrible truth that will drive him insane.
Yes.
Yeah, if we were playing Call of Cthulhu, that would be it right there.
You might leave evidence that will make the crime scene look like he did it.
Oh yeah, there you go. There's a second
Ooh.
consequence. You get one opportunity. I can't tell you what that opportunity is. So
I'm going to get rid of the thing saying that I did it. Thank you, Howard.
I'm friendly. It says on my character sheet.
Yeah.
Only if you try to be.
And I'll go ahead and take the opportunity. But I take extensive notes. I am a barrister. I am a court representative, so I can take notes in minor official. What does it mean when you have 3 in a skill? That meant something new.
it means you get to re-roll one of your dice.
Oh, I get to reroll one of my dice?
Yeah, there should be a button there that says re-roll. When you make your roll, you
Oh.
can hit the re-roll button, and one of your dice will get to be re-rolled.
Because I have 3 and the notice, so I would have been able to do that.
I totally
too. But
forgot
oh,
about that rule. We'll make
That's
sure we
fine.
remember it for later.
Okay.
The base information that you get from this place is that there is a lot of blood here.
Yeah,
A lot of blood. Like,
they'd have to be torn apart. It wouldn't be a slicing or something like that.
you're
I've been
not
to crime scenes. It'd be
you're
like
not
torn apart.
100% sure on that, but if they were just stabbed in the night with a sword, doesn't seem like there should be this much blood from that.
So it's more like being torn apart by an animal or something of that magnitude.
Something of that magnitude, yeah.
Okay.
With your opportunity, you find small little footprints, like child footprints.
I want to see if I can make some sort of scholar roll to see if that's some sort of fae or what that might be.
Since there's no risk for this roll, and you have a scholar of 3, right?
Yeah.
I'll just go ahead and give this to you. There are brutal fae known as redcaps that are little goblins that like to brutalize the people that they kill, and they scalp them and put their bloody scalp on their head.
The version I
Isn't
they
it?
just like to dip balls.
I'm sorry, lass.
Their hats in
might
their
I-
blood?
Might I
I don't know. It's always
Yeah.
different. Probably they dip their hats in their blood and put them on, and
Okay,
that sounds right.
which one is it? Which one is it in this?
They probably. I'm thinking of the World of Darkness version. They probably just dip their hats in the blood and put it on.
You made that up on a whole cloth, Corey, because that's not World of Darkness either.
I have no idea where I came up with that. I got really
I
dark.
put a red cap for World of Darkness for years, and
It's still a nice story.
not a thing.
I would
Yeah.
like to make another scholarship roll to try to determine what this ruin is.
It is an ancient Avalonian burial ground.
Does it have anything to do with the Fae?
Everything in Avalon has something to do with the Fae.
Specifically red caps.
No, in fact, redcaps like to kill people and creatures, and they don't hang around tombs.
Okay, so they would have to be summoned, perhaps, or someone would have to summon them.
Something like that.
The plot, it does grow thick, like clotted milk. Hey, lass, I'm very sorry for having to talk with you about this thing so soon after the untimely passing of your fellows and your family. What, if I may ask, did the bodies look like before you buried them?
They all had their throats slit, and there was just blood everywhere. everywhere. Somebody went crazy with chopping at them after they were dead.
I see. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm making notes of all of this. I've taken measurements of the footprints, transcribed the drawings and all that shit, so it's available in court. You know what I mean, Corey?
Mhm.
Well, so you're taking measurements of tiny footprints?
Yes.
Yes. You see this here, Les?
Yes.
These right here are the footprints of redcaps. So whoever the person was who perpetrated this thing was able to actually summon the Fae to do his bidding. And it is some of the most brutal Fae he could possibly summon for this sort of job. And these Fae have absolutely nothing to do with this particular archaeological site. None whatsoever. So they would not be here on their own. They had to be summoned.
That's what I know.
He
The
would
man I am chasing, Tegwell,
be...
is trying to associate himself with the Fae.
He might be some sort of sorcerer dealing with the Fae.
He has affected a woman, a friend of mine's child, in such a way that she is asleep and cannot awaken. And she wears a jewel around her neck.
He immediately begins taking notes. This is now part of a new case for his other cases. A jewel.
In order to save this woman, I must find this jewel that this Malcolm Telwith Teg has, is the companion jewel to the piece on her neck. Otherwise, she will remain as she is, and I will not stand for that.
Well, we can't have that. First of all, he butchers your family. Second of all, he puts your friend to sleep. I want to rip this man's eyes out by their socket and tear his tongue out by his gullet. Oh, I'm sorry, Father Mulcahy. You're preparing for a funeral.
Well, it sounds like a good idea to me.
Your passion is epic. I have to admit, I am curious as to what a red cap looks like and what powers they wield.
They're small little individuals. They usually carry long knives. They tend to be very brutal. And then after they kill their victims, they dab their hats in their bloods. This is why they got the red caps. Usually, they are the policing force for the Fae. When someone destroys a sacred site for the Fae, these people will descend on the destroyers of that site. But this site is not associated with them whatsoever. So it wasn't what she did or what they did that caused the red caps to come in. The red caps actually had to be summoned for this, which again indicates a sorcerer with a connection to the Fae, which would be just about any Avalonian, I would think. Sir Pig evidently does have the resources to have a vast library at his disposal. I'll have to do more research at the actual academy. There's one here in town. I'll get access to their library and see if I can look up what his family has as far as their background is, because usually with sorcerers and such, it's in the blood.
And it certainly seems like he's a collector of artifacts of various types. He did steal one from me. He didn't just kill my family. He stole what we had found here.
Okay, so here's what we know. He stole another artifact from your family and killed them, possibly as a boon to the Caps or for some other unknown reason, and he's using an artifact on young Miss Young. I can't believe I said that. All right, so we have a big picture shaping up here about who this person is before we've even met him. I'll go through the public records after we get back, but I'm pretty sure we can see Father Mulcahy is probably ready at about this time for the funerary rites, as it were.
Very well, Father Mulcahy will bring you all together, and he will read passages from the Book of Holy Readings. About
the Book of Prayers. Yeah,
this
the Avalonian Book of Prayers.
The Avalonian Book of Prayers. The teachings of the prophets, the first prophet and the second prophet, and what is known of the prophet yet to come. On the day of judgment, the third prophet will descend. But until then, we follow the teachings of the second prophet, who is kind and wonderful, and maybe died for our sins. Maybe.
I'll go ahead and build a small cairn over the site to honor the old gods.
All right, you start stacking stones.
Not on their graves, but at the site itself.
Yes, you stack some stones in a very ritualistic way. You guys head on back to Carleon, and by the time you make it back, it is quite dark.
With my... do we need any wealth at all to stay in rooms?
No, you can buy yourselves rooms.
So... Well, the question is, Lass, do we want to take a look around tonight, or do we want to get some rest? Maybe sleep into the wee hours of the afternoon so that we can be up tomorrow night.
Sleep sounds good.
And we can sleep into the wee hours of the afternoon, stay up late tomorrow night, get the information from our fellow, and see exactly what this TikTok fellow is up to. One of my goals in life is to move to Claycross, Derbyshire, and create my own little dirt road up to my house so that I can be Claycross at one Claycross, Derbyshire, United Kingdom. Now I've got to practice my Irish accent. That'll work.
Once there was a barmaid. She was quite a lass. She helped me with my drinking by pouring me another glass.
No, it all has to be in the front of your mouth. It's very interesting. I was watching a vocal coach on YouTube, and he was talking about the Irish accent and exactly what you have to do, the key sounds that happen within the accent itself, and it's actually kind of interesting. The thing that I have to try to remember the most, though, is that they don't use their THs. It's either turns into a T or a D. So I might have trouble with that.
Oui, Les Miserables, I see. Move on.
Les Miserables.
I think they just say Les Miserables, don't they?
I don't speak.
Well, that's the way most people pronounce the book, but it should be Les Miserables.
Huh?
Yeah, bleh.
Yeah.
No. Oh, so it's Les Miserables. All right.
Because they're vampires. Bleh.
What does the rest of your shirt say, Howard? I see my cape is...
In the wash.
Oh, okay.
That's probably on the back.
No, it's...
Oh, okay.
I
Further
figured.
down. Okay.
If I were fatter, it would come up more and you could see it.